Hi, I am with Marc Neumann of Foodicyn today. Welcome, Marc, to Bullet Point News.
Thank you for having me, Queenie. It's a pleasure to be here today.
So we met a few days ago and you talked about your health program. And I just wanted to ask you a few questions. Like, does it benefit everyone or people with certain health conditions?
It's a great question to start off with. And the first thing that I always say is that it's for everybody, but it's not for everybody. All that means is that it comes down to personal choice of what one likes, what one doesn't like. But the essence of what Foodicyn is the basic necessities for every single human body, whether it's cultural, whether it's your different race, whether you're a different religion, whether you're a different sex, male, female, that identifies otherwise. It is designed to help bring the human body back to life, correct?
How did you come up with that program?
Well, let's put it this way. It's been many, many years of research, development, understanding. In a nutshell, I woke up and I was 35 years old and I had decided to take stock of my life because I had two young children now that I wanted to make sure that they had the right messages from me. And when I took stock of my life, I realized that I collected 12 different diseases, disorders, in my body. I had a list of 12 different medications, both prescribed and over the counter. And I was literally a walking mess. There was no ways that I figured out that food had anything to do with it because as far as I was concerned, I was following the rules of society, and my eating was under control to a degree. So I never really looked at that. And one day when I did take that stock, I just saw what was good for the human body and realized that everything I was doing was wrong. It was good for my human experience. And I literally put my fingers in my eyes, I closed my ears, and I went in search of a different way. And very grateful because I found it.
How long did it take for you to find this different way?
Um, I think about that question quite often. It was pretty quick. I think when you block your ears and close your eyes, you really have to figure things out on your own very quickly. And so that's exactly what I did. I went to find out from Google and from whatever else was going to lead me what the basic necessities of the human body were, and I started from there. In fact, I'm just about to start doing my seminars every Wednesday this week, or I should say this month in November. And that's exactly where the story begins. It's about what do we need to survive as a human being? And it comes down to 5 points. It's oxygen, hydration, nourishment, shelter, and sleep. And it was the nourishment that took me 8.5 years to research and understand and finally connect the sciences behind why I was able to walk away from every disease through whole foods. And have helped many, many other people over the years of my research and understanding.
How long did it take you to see improvement in your body?
Oh, it was a very short period of time. To be honest with you, if I think back to it was probably even less than a week when I started noticing big changes and big challenges in my body, and just realized that I was more alert, more awake, more vibrant. I didn't have to think about what I was going to eat anymore. I didn't go for the traditional coffee and a croissant in the morning. I started with what I referred to back then was my brown guck. In fact, it's in my book. I call it brown guck. And I didn't care anymore. I just consumed what it was that I researched that I was told to consume. And when I just did that abundantly, like literally flipped a switch from off to on, because I wasn't having any more of the foods that I was eating. I went solely on this whole food kind of mandate. And so, yeah, within a week, I started noticing the smaller ailments start to disappear. Within a month, I noticed the bigger ailments had kind of gone. And over a long extended period of time, my chronic diseases from asthma to back pain, etc., completely disappeared and never come back again. None of that.
Back pain included.
Back pain included. In fact, I was diagnosed as an early teenager with spondylolisthesis, which is two lower discs are out of place. It's a generic predisposition that I get from my mom. And I was in a back brace for 6 months when I was younger. Just massive inflammation, always in pain, doubled over. And yeah, because I reduced all the inflammation in my body, it doesn't mean that I cured myself of spondylolisthesis. I still have my discs that are in the same space, but the inflammation completely subsided. And that's really where the Foodicyn platform of alkalining helps to reduce inflammation in the body. And quite frankly, the only disease in the human body is inflammation, because from there, everything else is just a diagnosis.
There's so many diets out there. I have a friend who's on an all meat diet, and she mentioned that after she went on that diet, inflammation reduced, and now she's healthier. How do I know which diet to choose?
Well, first of all, I don't refer to Foodicyn as a diet. I think when we connect with our human species and the basic necessities, you realize that diet has become a four-letter word. And yeah, there are so many avenues that one can take. I think the best way to do it is to find something that resonates with you and give it a shot, realizing that a lot of these diets are fads that come and go. They're not designed for longevity. They're designed for a quick fix. And then when you finish that, you don't know where to go anymore. So you go back to what you knew. Where Foodicyn differs is it's making food your medicine. So instead of saying, don't have, don't have, don't have, we talk about everything you can have. So Foodicyn is Foodicyn. It's like food I can, food you can, food we all can. And so what I found over the years is when anybody kind of tries the program, whether it's a week or a month or goes for longer, they tend to connect with the basic necessities of their body and never go back to where they were. They might, let's call it, for lack of a better term, they might cheat, but at the same time, cheating is part of enjoying this life. And so Foodicyn is about, here you go. This is what your body needs. What you're going to do is you're still going to do that, but at least you understand now what the balance of life is. Before we had this diet, that diet, and we never knew how to balance it. And so with Foodicyn, you really do get the balance. That's why I do say it's for every human body, but it's not necessarily for every body.
When did you start Foodicyn, and how many people actually follow this program?
So I was 35, which was 15 years ago. I started my journey, and I haven't stopped my journey. It's I will die, a long healthy life at the end there by still consuming Foodicyn. Um, I shot a documentary where I had 10 volunteers doing it. I did case studies in the beginning, infancy. I had a long list when I was in Australia. I had a long list of clients that would be on the weekly program every week. They would have a fresh delivery at their door. So much so that when they used to cancel for a week or two because they went away, they would call me from the airport and saying, "We need some of your juices. Please tell me you got stock," which I never did because it's always made to order. Even in my store now, it's all made to order. And so, to be honest with you, over the years, I must have produced hundreds of thousands of my cocktails and delivered them to hundreds, if not thousands, of clients, not only in Australia, but also having an amazing connection with people here in Toronto. I've got two shops. I got one up in Innisfil on the weekends at the 400 markets, where I started. Was able to get a nice connection there and really start to help people there. And that have built up an opportunity to then expand to where I am now in Stouffville for 5 days a week, Tuesday through Saturday. And yeah, just having a great impact on small communities. For me, it's always been about one person at a time because it's about that personal connection. Letting them know that I've got them, letting them know that my journey is no different to your journey. Let's do this together. Let me be there for you. My goal is to help you understand what it is like to feel like a healthy, strong, thriving human being. Because when you do, there's much less that you require from the outside world. And so empowering the individual is where my whole understanding of education and information comes in.
I looked at your website and I noticed that it said, have as many
Right.
fruits and vegetables as possible, I guess, or have a lot of fruits and vegetables. Uh, but you talk about a cocktail that you produce. So could I not just go to the grocery store, buy many, many fruits and vegetables and just eat that and not consume your cocktail?
Oh, absolutely. I think the crux is about getting more and more fruits and vegetables into you, and however you do that is great. Where I found connection and why Foodicyn really works is that I've developed a daily morning routine that helps you alkaline your system in abundance. So, for instance, if you're going to go and do that, make sure that you put a lot of ingredients in your smoothie. Make sure you're not having any dairy in your smoothie. If you're going to make salads, make them abundant in that. The challenge is that we're such a starved for time society today that who's got the time to chop up 15 ingredients, blend them, put them into a container and go? Not to mention the fact that it takes a long time to get the formula right? To get the flavors right. And you want to be able to make healthy taste good. Otherwise, you're not going to continue to do it. And I think that's one of the reasons that I've had such success is that I spent so many years in the food industry understanding tastes and flavors and how they mix that when I understood that whole foods is where health lies, human health lies, I needed to make it really, really palatable for the average Joe to enjoy. And it's having that effect. It's just, the average Joe that wants to live a healthier life is consuming Foodicyn because it's cost effective, it's time effective, and if they were to do it themselves, again, there would be too many factors going into why it wasn't working for them.
If I start this program and I'm consuming mainly fruits and vegetables, do I need to take vitamin supplements?
Well, I always pride myself in not diagnosing anybody or anything. If you've gone through your challenges, you know where you are, more importantly, in your life and how to balance that. Where I come in is I help you just introduce something that's abundant in what you need into your lifestyle. I do have a breakdown of all the nutritional, mineral, vitamin content, which I talk about in my seminar. And you're more than welcome to adjust your levels of vitamins and minerals based on what you're getting through Foodicyn. But at the same time, nobody's ever overdosed on excess of vitamins and minerals. Your body gets rid of it through the urine when there's too much of it, and so there's never an excess that builds up. But the difference between Foodicyn and vitamins and minerals is that, first of all, Foodicyn is life, it's living, it's real, it's just blended fruits and veggies. Whereas when you're taking a vitamin or mineral from a container, you've got to make sure that the quality is exceptionally high, that the product is exceptionally high, and that the value that you're getting is of a cellular connection within your body. Otherwise, it almost, in a sense, becomes a bit of a placebo. And worse than that, if there's synthetic products inside of those vitamins and minerals, it's actually doing damage to your body as opposed to helping it stay healthy and strong.
If you were to address a particular group in the city to say, you know what, you would really benefit from the Foodicyn program, who would that group be?
Oh, I think I would always start with anybody suffering with gut issues, whether it's IBS, IBD, whether it's diverticulitis, whether it's bloating. What the greatest amount of success that I carry with Foodicyn is that it settles the belly first and foremost. When you alkaline your body in abundance, your cells just become in what I like to refer to as that state of ah. So it's like when you jump into a cool pool on a hot day, you just kind of go, ah. And so with Foodicyn, again, why you can't go to the fruit and veggie store and just eat fruits and veggies, because it doesn't have that abundance, blended, microscopic kind of connection, that alkaline space that really just cools and soothes the inside. There's a bit of science behind it as well, is that your gut cells take the shortest to reproduce. In fact, they take between 3 to 4 days to rejuvenate themselves. The bloodline takes between 6 to 7 days. Your liver takes a year, and your heart never regenerates. And so, by anybody that's suffering with gut issues, and we're even talking like lactose intolerance, anything to do with food and putting them out, gluten intolerance, Foodicyn really helps to not just cool and soothe, but actually bring the gut back to life. And every 3 days, when their cells regenerate, that individual feels within themselves the benefit of what is happening with Foodicyn. And so there's that mental connection that goes forward. And so I would always stress that anybody with gut issues, try Foodicyn. You'll be pleasantly surprised, and then from there you can work on the other issues.
How do people find out about Foodicyn?
Well, I've got some online presence. You can definitely check that out on my website. It's www.foodicyn.com. That's Foodicyn.com. I'm also doing for the whole month of November, every Wednesday evening from 7 p.m. till 8 p.m. at my shop in Stouffville on Main Street. I'm doing seminars. It's all about the education for me, and it's all free. I believe that when I tapped into something that can help everybody, I wasn't going to keep it to myself. I needed to get it out there on a high level. And so every Wednesday it's available. Again, they can come into my shop and we can have a chat, just like you and I having a chat now. This is what this shop is all about: is information, education, and also at my other store in Innisfil. If you get online and you want to order it, by all means, please do. We have delivery within the GTA area. There's also a couple of drop stations that save you the delivery fee, and one in Etobicoke, one in Barrie. So we're slowly expanding and making this product more available to I guess, the GTA and surrounding areas. Uh, the beauty about Foodicyn is it is a live product and it does have a 7-day shelf life. And so we've managed to maintain the integrity of the product in the systems that we've created around the business platform that Foodicyn is.
So the people who use your program are mainly in like your Stouffville area or in the GTA.
At this point in time, yeah, they come from all around the GTA. I've got clients that drive from Ajax to come to the markets. Some people have just met me by chance, coming to the flea markets and seeing what it's all about and trying it. And, then they've been customers of mine for 6, 7, 8 months already, because it's really taken them to this place of health that nothing else has been able to. So, yeah, they're from all over the place. I have clients that come up from Sudbury or come down from Sudbury that will buy a few weeks worth of product and keep it in their freezer. It does freeze, so they've got stock every day. They don't have to come to the shop every week. And I do delivery platforms. So yeah, it's trying to make it available everywhere in every shape. And then with slow growth, I'll be able to understand how to move this into different, I guess, different areas to really have an impact on those environments.
You also wrote a book. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, sure. It's actually, funnily enough, we talk about diet. It's called Did I Eat Toxic? And if you look at the words, it's DIET. When I
That's great.
realized that, yeah, that when I realized that everything about my diet was why I was so ill and so unhealthy, I needed to put pen to paper. And so, Did I Eat Toxic is, again, it's a free download on my website. It's my story of how I became so sick and unhealthy, and then how I reversed everything. There's also the history of how we I guess were guided down the wrong path for so long through the industries. And so it really is. It's an awakening to the way that human beings should look at food and nutrition, instead of the way that we've been trained over the last 40, 50, 60 years.
Great. So you have a seminar tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow is the first seminar that we're doing, and it's every Wednesday. And just quickly, I wanted to let you know there's another book that I've written. I don't know if you can see it on the wall there. It's called Fearless Presence. It was actually a bestseller on Amazon, an international bestseller
Okay.
on Amazon. And it's a smaller version of Did I Eat Toxic? But there's 20 other writers in there, and so it was a combination book by so many amazing souls that have just come into themselves and are now spreading the word of how to make life a little bit easier in this crazy space that we're in.
Great. Thank you. So look forward to learning more about Foodicyn and your program.
Yeah, well, anybody can come to the seminar. It's again 100% free. I just want to touch people and allow them to walk away from here with a new understanding and a new knowledge of nutrition fit for the human species. Because after all, being a healthy human should never have been so challenging in the first place. But it is for so many, and Foodicyn really is an amazing answer to so many of your health and wellness challenges.
Great. Thank you so much, Marc.
Thanks, Queenie. Have a great day, everybody.